Hey everybody, and welcome back to Mikes MMO Corner. This is episode 2. In today's clip we're going to cover EVE Online, which currently is boasting over 300,000 subscribers. Now it's no secret that EVE Online has one of the steepest learning curves in the MMO genre, which leaves new players a little bit lost and confused and overwhelmed and really not sure where to go next. So in today's episode, we're going to bring you those tips to help you get over that learning curve and help you get to enjoy what's, really is a good game. It's one of my top 3 MMOs right now. It's right up there with WoW and Lord of the Rings Online. For those of you who are used to a linear style game where you go quest to quest to quest, zone to zone, if you're used to that and that's what you like, this may not be the game for you, as this is a very open-ended game where you can just pretty much go all over the place and do missions from different agents, and you pick it. There's a lot of things to do in this game. It's a huge game. So, okay, a quick background on my experience playing EVE. I started about 1.5 years ago. I was a little bit bored with WoW, and I started to see ads pop up everywhere, banner ads on, you go to check your email, boom, there's a banner ad for EVE. You go to this other site, there's a banner ad. So, with that said, I gave in to the ad, said, well, let me check this out, it looks pretty cool. It's an MMO, but it's different, it looked completely different. So, right about that time, a friend of mine at work was talking to a customer of his, and that customer actually played EVE as well. So the 3 of us got together, and for about 6 weeks we played together. He was able to teach us the ropes, tremendous help there. But I think he stopped playing for a while, and we were kind of left hanging there. And like a lot of new players, really didn't know where to go from there. Kind of got bored and then stopped playing. Now I have this other friend who signed up for Star Trek Online immediately when it came out. So he sent me a free trial. I played it once and thought, this reminds me of EVE, except you just don't go down to the planets and fight. So rather than buying Star Trek Online, I just signed back up to EVE. I had already bought the client 1 year ago. So that kind of recently led me back to start playing EVE again. But this time, I said, I'm going to beat the learning curve, I'm going to get deeper, I'm going to find out more about this game. So I really put in some effort on my own to try to figure this game out. Now, most games you shouldn't have to try so hard. You shouldn't have to sit there and study the game. You should just be able to get in there and play. That's what this clip is about. We want to get over the learning curve. That's what we're helping you do here. So you don't have to sit around and be lost for a couple days and then decide that you don't want to play. First thing I would do is I would start off by going to eve-wiki.net. Once you get there, click on the front page, click on Basics. Then you'll see where it says Occupations. One of the main things that I would recommend doing is figure out how you want to play the game. What profession, what occupation do you want to do? Once you get there, there's a whole list. I narrowed mine down. I said, well, I'm kind of interested in being in the industry rather than the player versus player. You kind of, there's 2 specializations basically, general specializations. You're going to be a PvP player or you're going to be like a Care Bear sort of industry person. Well, I elected this time around to do the Care Bearing industry. So I picked mining. So let's just say, for example, when you get to that page, click on mining. It's going to have a little paragraph where you're going to have basically a summary of what mining is. Then go under where it says skills, it'll say mining next to it. Click on that. It's basically going to tell you everything you want to know about mining. Key skills, ships, etc., etc. It's really about deciding what kind of pilot you want to be. EVE is a massive, complex game. and you're free to explore any aspect of it. If you don't like something, try something else. If you pick mining and you decide that's too boring for you, how about manufacturing? Don't like manufacturing? How about PvP? How about being a bounty hunter? How about just being a good old-fashioned pirate? Another important thing to do is make sure you do the tutorial missions. You know, go through that. It's going to give you a good handle on the game for starters. And you're also going to get some good loot. You're going to start to build up your ISK, which is interstellar credits. And you're going to build up basically pieces for your ship, your fittings. You know, you get that stuff in drops, so you don't have to go buying it. Another important aspect is this is an MMO, massively multiplayer online game. There's going to be other people in the game to help you out. One main thing I would suggest doing is finding the EVE University chat channel. And what you're going to do is you go and you look at your chat box. In the top right, there's a little dialogue bubble. Click on that, and another window will pop open. Just type in caps E-UNI and join the channel. This is the channel where you're going to have all the basically helpful trainer people inside the game, and that's where I learned a lot. You know, you just type in your questions in there, and usually people, boom, they'll answer you relatively quickly. I would also start looking for people to add to your friends list, especially from the EVE University. It's important to have at least one good friend out there in the EVE world who's going to help you out. Another thing I want to point out is once you decide which route you want to go, let's say you're going to start off in, you know, let's say you're going to be a pirate or something like that. Take a look at the 4 playable character races and see what abilities they offer. In other words, if you pick a certain race, they might be more geared towards doing pirating, or they might be more geared towards mining or something like that. So, you know, figure that out first, because then there'll probably be less skills that you'll have to train if you pick the correct race that kind of matches up with how you want to proceed and play the game. And also, down on the bottom left of the screen where you have your chat box, you know, look for the tab that says local. You can pop in there and say you're looking for a corporation to join, and make sure that it's geared towards how you want to play the game. So again, I keep using mining because my main character is a miner. So say, hey, looking for good mining corp to join. And usually people will kind of put up a link or something like that, or it's somewhere where you can apply to be in these corporations. So that's another way to get a handle on things. If you get into a good corporation, they're going to help you out, and you should just start making friends that way. This is a very community-driven game. You know, you can solo, but I'm telling you, the game is much better if you have a good handful of people that can help you out and teach you things. Another invaluable resource that I found is the website called, it's http://classes.eve-ivy.com. I'll put it on the screen for you guys. What this site is a database of MP3 trainings for EVE. So again, with mining, trading, hauling, whatever it is you want to do, you just scroll down, click on the MP3, boom, it's right there. You download it, throw it in your iPod, you're on the train, you're in the car, you're at work. You can be listening to that stuff, getting tips. Another thing you can do is surf YouTube. Find player-made videos, you know. A lot of times they're just, gameplay videos, whatever. But if you can find some actually really good training tutorial videos, that helped me out a lot. When I wanted to learn how to do salvaging, there was a really good video out there for that. So that about does it for episode 2 of Mike's MMO Corner. I hope you found these tips helpful, and we hope to see you in game, and we hope that some of you will get over that learning curve and sink your teeth into what really is an excellent MMO.